Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chat Wheel, episode 25. It's March 12th. How are you, everybody? With me, as always, Greg, what is it, Blaird? How are you?
I'm doing good. Had a nice little nap, and now I'm drinking lots of caffeine, and I'm good to go. I'm back in school this week, which sucks. I was on break last week, which was great.
It would have been really good to do a show last week, wouldn't it?
Well, actually, wasn't. I don't know. I went home. I went to New York. I hung out with EHUG guys for the weekend with Coddle Guy, EHUG, and Mont. We all hung out. It was great. And
That had to smell magical. That had to smell great.
Dude, their place, I was impressed. It's pretty clean. It doesn't smell. I was overall 10/10 impressed.
So, 2 out of 2.
Yeah. So, and then I went home and visited my parents for a couple days. It was very exciting, but I'm back in Boston now, back in classes. It sucks. Beyond that, everything's good, though.
All right. Well, with me some of the time is Mason. You know, we've hit 25 episodes, and he's been in like 3.
All right. Okay. I'd say that I've missed 3. In fact, I think I've only missed 2, actually.
Are you sure about that? I mean,
I missed the one with Pyrian and Cap.
That's totally wrong.
I missed the episode.
Someone
I missed the episode with Pyrian and Cap, and I missed the episode with Monolith and Aoi. I've been here for all the other ones.
I don't believe him. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't believe we're at 25. I mean,
Dude, we're fucking old.
I mean,
so are you, but...
Yeah, I mean, I can't stand you motherfuckers.
Yeah, you're
I'm surprised.
Old.
We made it.
We've been doing this since, like, last summer?
When we hit 52,
we should have 52 episodes, and we have 25. No, I think we've only been doing it since July or something. It was like right before TI we started.
That sounds about right.
Well, because we skipped like a couple weeks, we can't do that. Man, we're at 52 episodes, and it's a full year. It's now like a full year at like
35 or something.
35,
40.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's totally fine.
One step at a time.
I've been here more than Mason. Shots fired by Night's End. All right.
It's
Okay.
actually, that's probably true. And with us this week, our very, very special guest, Nigma. How are you, man?
Hello, I'm good. I just got out of playing a whole 10 minutes of Titanfall because it just came out in Europe, and now I'm here, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
I appreciate you taking the time out from playing Titanfall when it just launched to come on the show.
No problem.
Breaking addictions is hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty much already a crack addict.
So, for the people that don't know you, which they should, you're the creator of Nigma's Shittier Digest, which I'm assuming is a playoff of the Dota Shitty Digest originally.
Yeah, it's all quite confusing. So I guess Smeagol and Han did the Shitty Digest, and then Crooked Rainer did the Shitty Dota Digest, and so I really just wanted a way to sort of put small short videos into one thing, and so I said I can't call it the Shitty Digest, so I might as well just call it the Shittier Digest.
And how long have you been doing videos like that for?
Dota 2 videos or videos
in general? I don't discriminate.
I've been making videos since I played World of Warcraft, which is probably in like 2006.
Wait.
So I've been making videos for a long time.
Did you fight him in arena?
Did you go under the name Nigma in WoW as well?
Yeah.
Were you the one who made the videos with like the Blood Elf raiding Karazhan and stuff like that? Was that you?
Blood Elf raiding Karazhan? No, that might not.
No? Okay, there's another guy with a very similar name then. I was about to have my mind blown. Hold on, I'm going to go look that up. I'll be right back.
It was so...
I made a...
to do that? Go ahead.
I made a video. I think that my most popular WoW video was I was in Blackrock Spire and I mind controlled people into the lava. That was, I think, my 5 minutes of fame in WoW, if anything.
And then after WoW, did you go to... What else have you played?
Well, after WoW, I didn't really make that many videos. It all really kicked off when I made the video for the Tauren Chieftain quest in Dota 1 when Ice Frog sort of he does like this little secret thing at every 10th version, and I really just my friends were really annoying me that day, like how to do the secret quest, and I found the thread on the forum, so I basically just slapped together a 5-second video for that, and it ended up getting, well, right now it's got like 800 over 850,000 views or something completely ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't really know. I guess Dota was more popular than I thought, but in any case, that's sort of where it sort of started. And then I started making Han videos, and then eventually I started making Dota videos when Han stopped being good.
Which didn't take
Like-
very long.
Yeah.
I liked
Mason, did
Han.
you-
I played Han a little bit.
Did you find what you're looking for? You have
I-
that like gnome smug face going on.
I still haven't found what I'm looking
All right,
for.
never mind.
I guess it was just a figment of my imagination, but if I find it at some point in the future, I will be sure to post it in the comments on Reddit somewhere because it's a hunch. I can't shake the hunch.
Well, on the bright side, you've caused an entire generation to Google Futanari Neko and find out what that means. So,
To
congrats.
this day, I am just still amazed at like how well, not how big of a thing it, but just how like originally it was just going to be sort of a one-time thing joke in the first like digest, but then we all thought it was just so funny, and I just love his name. And like honestly, even before we started making videos, we'd always joke about his ridiculous goddamn name. So
Well, it seems like there's a lot of like clutch, insane plays from the videos. Or is it just like he's once in a while great and then you capture it on video and then call it a day?
Fuda's actually a pretty good player, honestly, better than me. Well, I have my little clique of friends, and I would say Fuda, and you may have heard of Rob of Sweden. They're sort of like the ones that sort of carry us to victory for the most
I do.
part.
I do that with Mason. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god, okay. No comment.
Just do not.
We'll just glance right over that one.
Just
continue onwards.
Just don't look.
no comments.
At the, don't look at the MMRs.
All I have to say is scoreboard.
Oh man, that's brutal.
All right. So every show we put a Reddit post up and we get some questions from Reddit, and we like to ask the guest on there these questions. So we got Kuro GX. I've read an interview with Nigma sometime last year that he was very talented in math. What type of formulas does he utilize in the process of making his videos? How does his background in math education aid him in working with SFM? And any tips on working with models in general? He might think you're swords.
No, that's just my dumb friend Kiro, who has this insider joke of how I'm supposedly good at math, and so I guess he just asked that question to see my reaction. Kiro, you're a cunt.
Welcome to the show.
Well, I was wondering why
Perfect.
you were laughing right off the bat. I do have a philosophy though, like that if you major in math, you have like a 50% chance of being homeless and crazy. It's
Yeah,
true.
I
right?
am.
Is
I'm
that just to
definitely
make you
not
feel better
majoring in
about yourself?
math, by the way.
It's true though. Every time I've seen a homeless person, it's like it's like ex-professor from
It's
Harvard.
usually a
was a math
philosophy.
professor.
Isn't it philosophy that generally leads to homelessness?
Yeah, I think you're trying to just feel better about your
Also,
math and
English
abilities.
majors.
I do.
Mason, thoughts?
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Greg.
It's almost as useful as Arabic. So, Reckner asks, is it meant to be shit tier or shittier tier? Is it more shitty for your name? I think we already went over that, but I wanted to say his name since he went through trouble, put an actual question in there instead of who cares, like that motherfucker on Reddit.
Dude,
my
if we're
God.
famous enough to get hate posts in our comment threads, then I'm totally fine with that.
Wow.
I know, that's actually pretty basic.
We're embracing the hates. Okay.
It's my hate, and I will soak it all up for you guys. It is actually, I call it shittier digest, but honestly, it is both shit tier and shittier.
I feel you. That's where I live every day, shit tier.
The trenches. Oh my god. Speaking of the trenches.
Potato tier.
Speaking of the trenches, did any of you watch that guy's stream who was like 1700
Oh my god, the
MMR?
1700 MMR.
It was I don't
No,
think
but
I've
it sounds
ever
powerful.
had I don't think I've ever had as much fun watching a stream as watching that guy's stream because the things that happened were literally unbelievable. It was like he had like 3,000 gold and it was like 24 minutes. He had brown boots and a branch, and then he sold his branch to like buy a wand. It was amazing. I couldn't even. I
See-
enjoyed it so much.
The thing is, though, and it was interesting insight because I was watching it for a bit as well, but like, he was trying to pass it off like, comically, like, yeah, I'm in shit tier, like, haha, like, come see what it's like. But like,
I can feel his
he was
spirit
kind
breaking.
of a douche to some of those guys.
Oh my god.
So it was kind of like, yeah, like all in good flame, I guess.
I
but
laughed so hard. regardless of the flame. It was like I've not had that much fun watching a stream in forever. It was great.
It was
I don't know.
funny. Go ahead, Mason.
I think my streaming highlight was watching Arteezy's stream on my phone at like 2:30 in the morning when he started playing Kids Bop.
Oh God!
And just like having one of those moments where you question what you're doing with your life. That was that moment for me.
I'm saying I literally offered to send him money to never play any Kids Bop or that Princess song ever again, and he didn't take me up on it. So, offer stands.
It's a classic troll.
Offer stands, Artor.
I was actually thinking about, like, because my MMR is shit. It's like 3,000, right? And I'm thinking I'm not that great. And I've read about someone who started off at 1,100 MMR, and I thought to myself,
What is
what
1,100 MMR?
holy hell are you in at 1,100? Like, boots first, everything? I mean, no regen? And
No,
what are we talking
no
about?
items first, I think, is what 1,100 would be.
2 salves, 2 tangos, and a branch.
Dagon recipe.
Dude,
Yeah,
you,
or
there you
soul,
go.
soul ring recipe, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
I want to finish it in the lane. I don't want to have to go back to base. So I haven't figured out, all right?
Dude, I'll flame that because I was a soul ring recipe on midnight when I first started playing the game. I'll admit to it.
I can't blame him. Who hasn't? Who hasn't been terrible? Oh, great. Monolith is working his magic. All
God
right.
damn it, Charlie.
Shout out to Charlie.
We have
The
another
first
question.
thing-
What's
Arteezy porn fan fiction in the chat.
Yeah, EG manager, Cloud9 manager, all around great guy. So we have 2 more questions. Sorry, we're getting sidetracked a lot tonight, actually. What was the biggest difference you felt when you were switching from Han to Dota? And what circumstances would kind of force you or convince you to change to another game? That's from Restless Oblivion. He's actually in the chat. He speaks Arabic, apparently. I'm sorry.
So I originally left to Dota 2 because I like the balance in Dota 2 more than anything. The biggest difference I felt was, first of all, the turn rates of the heroes. I feel like in Dota, like there's a much more noticeable sort of turn rate thing that happens that never. Well, there was a turn rate in Han, but like one of the things you notice the most is when you're using a blink dagger because you actually have to turn around a full 180 degrees sometimes, and it's actually gotten me killed a few times. But so there's that, and I think when I originally moved to Dota, there was a sort of 0.5 second delay that was still in the game. I think they fixed it for the most part, but I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Dota, yeah, it just has input delay. Like, it's kind of that's just how the engine works. It's how it used to work, and I guess they just decided to bring over all that wonderfulness that is Dota 1.
Just gotta stick with it. Parody.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot better, though. I remember it being way worse, at least, than Dota 1. I haven't booted up Warcraft 3 in ever. Not ever, but, like, years.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard. It's rough.
Yeah.
You gotta find a Warcraft 3 key. It's a huge pain.
Not just
Well-
that. It's like, it's rough to look at. It does not age well.
Yeah, like I tried to open up Warcraft 3 once because, like, yeah, man, I really want to play techies. I'm really tired of Valve not porting techies. So I logged in once. I just looked at the screen, and it's just so much uglier than I remembered it. And I was just like, I can't do this. I just logged right back off.
Well, I mean, back when it was the thing, it was like that was the epitome. That was
You didn't know any
like, the
better.
greatest
You were
fucking-
stupid.
It's like when you remember playing old N64 games, like playing Ocarina of Time on the N64 and being like, this is the greatest that anything will ever get. And you have it in your mind that it was just the best looking thing, and then you go back and actually play it, and it's like, holy fuck. There's either some serious nostalgia or I'm just retarded.
Well, PlayStation 1's the same. PlayStation 2 aged fine. PlayStation 1 3D shit. Oh, it's like pixels threw up on a screen. It's horrible. Look
like
at Final Fantasy
pickles?
7. I was
Pickles on
talking's
Spain.
hard, Mason. Talking hard. Thank God I don't.
How would you know? You can't even see 3D. So, like, are you really the most fair judge of that?
That's a good point. Maybe my life
Maybe
is a
that's
lie.
a personal issue.
My life is a lie. Restless Oblivion also had a second question, and I don't know if this is true or not. But I got beat.
Can we summarize this question? It's very wordy.
Sure. You hate hats. Do you have a reason why, other than bitching about them? That's the summary of that question.
Good job.
I hate hats. Well, I tend to bitch about stuff more than I actually like. Like I like to bitch about things. I'm really not that upset. I think Dota 2 is a great game. I just don't like microtransactions for some reason. They just annoy me because then I always get the feeling that the people, like not just in Dota but in general, people will the developer will spend a lot of time sort of producing content for microtransactions and not actual content for the game. Now in Dota, obviously it's a lot better because you have people in the workshop who basically create that content for them. But in general, it's just sort of, I don't know why, it's an irrational hate, I guess. I just hate hats.
I wouldn't call it totally irrational. I think there's plenty of games
Sounds like
that
rational hate to me, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's rational if you come from a background where things like that you've seen ruin games before, because I've definitely played games where microtransactions like have just entirely ruined anything that the game has actually had to offer, you know?
Right, and when you're coming from a game like Han, obviously, heaven forbid I compare S2 to Valve, our Lord and Savior, thank you, Base Gavin, but there's just something about like this bad experience. And you know, Valve is a great company, but they have done this thing like in TF2. They sort of were testing the waters. I feel like when they added a hat for Sniper, which made it so it actually had like a not just cosmetic effect, like you could not get headshot if you had this stupid crocodile hat, and they eventually took it out. But just the fact that they even tried just sort of still worries me.
Well, I think also with Dota 2, you have someone like Ice Frog, who kind of shuts that shit down. I think. I mean, I've never met him.
Protecting the holiness,
the sacredness of Dota.
the guardian of the Holy Land.
Yeah, basically, he's like the sacred guardian. He's kind of like nature's prophet, sort of,
Except not useless in pubs.
Except not like a tree person, probably. I think. I mean, he could be. I mean, he does have this kind of secret identity, so I don't know. He could be a tree.
Can confirm he is not a tree.
Oh, thank God.
You can confirm
I
that
can confirm
Ice Frog
that
is
he is not a tree, and it does not, in fact, look like a tree.
Can you confirm that he is a frog?
No.
Well, I think we can safely say that, fingers crossed, Dota 2 is never going to turn into Team Fortress.
Holy shit. If there's ever a cosmetic item that actually gives you an advantage in the game, I'll be way more mad about that than I ever was about rebroadcasts, which if you watch our old episodes is saying something, because I fucking hate rebroadcasts.
May I direct you to Team Fortress 2?
Yeah.
You know what's gonna
that
dude?
game is, I don't know, that game's different for me though, because I play it like completely casually, but
they've just embraced
they've embraced
the
just
ridiculousness that the
dumbness,
hats
and I
have
love
been
it.
in that game.
You are gonna be the biggest fucking hypocrite in approximately 7 hours.
All right.
Because
Okay.
when you hold on,
Who are you pointing to?
Me.
because when you cast for the Star Ladder Korea,
Wow.
you are gonna be the feature of a rebroadcast. How does that make you
good
feel?
point.
I'm still gonna be angry about it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm
Tweet out.
I'll
Don't
be-
watch my rebroadcast. I'm not coming back.
I'll be less angry about it, I guess, but I'll still be upset about it. I don't know. Whatever.
Especially if they give you some of that money from the rebroadcast, right?
You know, I'm just gonna actually fill up my tub with esports money and roll around in it as soon as I'm done.
I mean, I heard that's what Hotbit's doing after
after
E6, so.
E6.
Hey, listen, we don't know who writes that. All right, keep the dream alive. All right, so
I actually have a
Robert-
question. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, are you still like? Do you do other things besides making YouTube videos? Like, what is your like day to day look like?
Well, I'm pretty pathetic. I wake up at 3 p.m. and cry myself to sleep every night. Well,
sounds like a dream, man. It sounds like a great time.
Yeah, no, I'm a student in university, and I'm actually studying in Germany and learning to become a teacher. So you get the sound knowledge of knowing that somebody who makes videos about food and Araneko is teaching children somewhere.
Are you teaching them math?
No. That would be actually a more concern than the other thing.
What are you focusing in on mostly other than education?
Other than education?
Well, like,
well,
I think he meant what kind of
What
education?
discipline? Like,
I'm becoming an English and sociology teacher for the most part, if all goes
Hey. Mates are gonna be best friends.
Man, you guys are. Anyway,
All right,
Well,
that's my question.
so that's
I was
that's
just
why you're in
curious.
Germany, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons why I'm in Germany. For one thing, it's very cheap to study in Germany, so if you ever don't want to pay thousands of dollars every month for college in the U.S., I encourage you to somehow get a visa and study in Germany, because it's like under 200 euros a semester, which is quite nice.
God.
You know, we know some
Yeah,
people.
I pay $200. Nope, that's a class. No.
Yeah, so
Go ahead, Mason.
I was in England
disgusting.
last semester studying abroad,
My life.
and England also has subsidized, tuition fees. It's a bit higher than that, but a few years ago, £3,000 a year, and then it was upped to £9,000 over the past like 1 or 2 years or so, and there were literal riots.
I was there
by
when there were
students.
riots. Yeah, that
And
was actually kind of scary.
I can completely understand from their perspective. Like, it's a 200% increase. Is that math right? I think so. It's a
Something like
200% increase. But as a student coming from the United States, like seeing them like crying about £9,000 a year, like I just laugh. I can't help it. I just laugh.
that. Yeah,
Well, they
I
do the
was
same
there.
thing. Sorry, go ahead.
I was there during these like riot things, and I was like, "Wow, that's unfortunate." You know how much I paid per semester? I was like, "Oh, about $20,000," and they were like, "That's per year, right?" I was like, "No, it's not. That's twice a year, actually." Kill me. Whatever.
My
Something
college
about
experience-
a good education or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't want to talk about my college education experience because it's depressing. I could have had a full ride. I got diagnosed with ADHD, the inattentive type, at 29. Before that, I could have had a full ride to the Harvard Extension School, but I just could not get myself to fucking care and pay attention.
Dude, it's hard. I have to say, caring about school. I'm like nearing the end. Like the light at the end of the tunnel is there, and my caringness of school is like it's amazing. It's like, and I just have to make myself do all the work. But I guess it's worth it, or something.
Well, it's like the guy who was the dean of the extension school was the housemaster for where my father worked. So he comes in, he's like, hey, Barry, how are you? He's got like this rich, deep voice, and he's like got gray hair. He's like 65. He's like epitome of like awesome. He's like, if you do this and you get a B in this class, don't have to worry about your education. I'm like, I don't really think I'm ready for that. I'm not. No, you're fine. You can do it. I'm like, I don't. You can do it. I'm like, all right. And then I got a D, and it was my shame for fucking ever. I still feel bad to this day. I sent him an email like 2 years ago, like, I'm really sorry for being a fuck up. I got diagnosed with ADD. It's like, well, I'm glad you're grown up enough, but to not hide behind these, things like ADD. I'm like, well, now kind of like fuck you in a way, but you tell me I have a made up
Look at
disease.
you now.
Anyway,
So, Nigma,
We
how
should
much longer do you have studying? How many more?
I prefer not to say because this is my embarrassing sort of thing. I've kind of, how do you say, started over. I didn't quite realize what I wanted to do at first, and yeah. But it's going
don't
well
blame you.
now.
Hey, at least your mulligan is a whole lot cheaper than other people's mulligans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I switched majors. Goddamn. All right. Anyway,
let's get in the
moving
show.
on. We got some topics to go over.
We can glaze over some of these because some of these are more awesome than others. I did not see this, but the Monster Energy Invitational happened this weekend. EG took first place. Cloud9
Easy.
took.
Woo! 2 for 2.
Greg is like the biggest
I
Arteezy
love
like
Arteezy,
fan
dude.
ever. That's all he does. He just reads things from his chat in our chat all day.
Yeah, there's.
I
pretty
have
much
an
every
obligatory
single night-
picture that I'm going to bring onto the stream for a second so everyone can enjoy it. It's quite funny.
Pretty much every single night past like 1:30, Greg will start posting like fan fiction from Arteezy's chat, and it usually ends in penises.
So
And I
funny.
feel like he's touching himself to it.
Oh,
I really
it's
do.
so funny, dude. It's like that. Trying to. I'm a moderator in that chat, and that means I pretty much encourage it. As soon
How'd you
as one
get to be a
person do
mod in
it,
that chat?
I just do it my. It's all right. That's
I'm in a
hilarious. But they
moderator
won.
for like
I'm
Coddle's
happy.
chat. That's all I am.
They won, and they won 10K. Second
Yep.
place was C9. Third place Liquid. Fourth was eHug, and they're the winners in our hearts. So,
They are the
Hey,
winners
go-
of the hearts.
Congrats to Fear.
He
He
finally
finally
won
did it,
land.
guys. He finally did it.
No?
The curse has been lifted. The EG curse is lifted. Kind of.
Kind of slowly. I mean, I think the team is really good. You guys. I remember you guys were flaming PPD not very long ago, and sometimes he does some ridiculous drafts, but it seems to work out for them. I'm a big fan.
Now, if you guys want to see some pictures of the Monster Invitational, we have some on the website, What-Is-Hip.tv, rather. If you want to go check them out, featuring a lot of Lewis, unfortunately.
Got a little photo blog. Charlie's on the front of that. I don't know how the hell that
I
happened.
know.
Jesus.
I thought it was appropriate. I chose the featured image, and I figured we could get Charlie some FaceTime.
I just thought it was, never mind.
You thought it was Greg.
No, I was going to say I thought it was just two Lewises, but it was too mean. Joke. But I still said it anyway, so I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I don't know. It was fun. The games were pretty good. The production was a little bit better than the whatever the Vegas one is. I already forgot the name of it. Well, that was just normally
D2L.
D2L, right?
It was just D2L, yeah.
It was better than that, I thought. They did a little bit better job with like crowd shots, and it felt more like a LAN. But EG does these things where they have these tournaments and other things, so they're really small, and there's like 40 people there. And they announced this, like, they officially announced this LAN a week in advance. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. That's like super annoying. The teams knew like more than that in advance, but I don't know. It's annoying. Yeah, like it's just annoying. A little bit. If there was a little bit more notice, it's a lot easier for people to go. But like trying to pick
it's crazy.
Trying to book a last minute ticket to South by Southwest. Yeah,
Good
you
luck.
can guess how that's gonna work out. I glanced over it. There was a chance I was gonna go. The plane tickets were like $1,000. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, because the event, if I remember correctly, the event itself was actually free to get into if you showed up, right?
Yes, it was.
But trying to get there last minute on a
Trying to
like,
stay there.
flight-wise is
Hotels were
impossible.
like
It's impossible.
$400 a night for like the Best Western or something. I was like, Jesus.
And it was actually delayed more because AC announced it, then deleted it because there's some issues with like the sponsors.
Ugh, whatever.
And so
It's
it
annoying.
came out like after the weekend, I think. So it was even
stop fucking
you know.
doing that. It's so annoying when EG like whatever. I guess I mean, it seems like it was a pretty last minute event anyway, but I don't know. The photo blog is really good. It shows you sort of what the event was like, and thanks to Lewis. He lives rather close, so he drove in.
Lewis. He wants to have sex with everyone but me. Am I not attractive? I mean, he must. I'm upset
not-
about this. He
apparently
must
you're
like
not his
facial
type.
hair. He must like facial hair. I don't know.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And that's what
He has
counts, as long as we can't see
got
your
the face for radio. It's great.
He has the face for radio for sure.
So, but it was fun. I don't know. It looked like a cool event, and there's some funny pictures from Twitter as well. I showed one earlier, but that's it.
Well-
I don't really have anything else to say to that besides congratulations.
Yeah.
Go RTZ.
Congrats to them.
Charlie's also like 4 for 4 on lands. Apparently, if you want to land a land, just have Monolith as your manager. I don't know.
I think we should test that.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the land, I guess.
We're
Charlie,
going to go to a LAN,
you're gonna
and we're going
manage
to
us.
compete, and Charlie's going to manage us. And if we win, then I believe.
Next staff cup, we have him as our manager.
Charlie's our manager. We can't lose.
We win.
I
I
believe
tried. I tinted a picture of me shittily in like this bluish green. Asked him if I'd get on EG. Just never responded. It was upsetting to me on Twitter. So now the big thing that happened. This is like a little bit older news, but it's so big we got to talk about it. Is people lost their shit on this because TI4 is rumored to be at the King Arena in July, a month ahead of last year's. Mid-July they're talking about. So we have now,
Yeah.
theoretically,
Ugh.
all right,
Fuck.
DreamHack Summer, and I'm not sure where that's held, but that's probably Sweden, right?
Sweden, yeah. Young.
It's
young
gonna be-
shopping.
14th to 16th of June. Then we have ESL 1 Frankfurt, 28th to 29th in Frankfurt, Germany at the Commerzbank Arena. That actually going to hold 40,000 people. We'll talk about that in a minute. The International in mid-July, theoretically, you would hope. Early July, because it's 9th and 20th. Well, MLG's fucked because, and we've got to talk about them too, because MLG Anaheim is 20th to 22nd.
Yeah.
And the fact of them even having Dota is still up in the air at this point. So we'll hit this at bullet points one by one, I guess. We'll start with ESL.
I have a general. Okay, so I have a general thing about this. So I've heard that the dates for the actual main event for TI are, I don't remember if it was the 18th or the 20th for when the actual main event starts, July. So 18th to the 20th or something. And but I also heard that teams were told to be prepared as early as the 7th to like fly into group stages. So if that's true, like, oh god, that's like horrible, because that gives them 2 weeks between Anaheim and TI.
And like that's so much travel too. Like,
Dude,
they're
and
flying
I'm-
flying from Sweden to
Ugh.
Germany to Seattle to Anaheim. Like,
No, it's Sweden to Anaheim to Germany to Seattle.
oh,
And,
my mistake.
And,
Much better.
And there has been ramblings of another event in June still, so...
And like
Ugh.
usually teams like last year had like time to boot camp. Now it's
Well,
you know,
okay, so
you
my
know.
big thing about this is if Valve was going to make TI at such a different date this year, like, you have to tell other people that. And it seems like they didn't until this article came out, like, whenever that was, like a week ago or whatever. And now these tournaments are, like, pretty screwed. On Twitter, I'm not sure if this was a joke or not, but Sundance was saying that they were thinking about doubling the prize pool in Anaheim to get teams to come. Because, like, teams can't go to all these events. They'll literally die. Like, maybe not actually die, but, like, I guarantee that some of the people on the team will get sick. So,
and they're just going to be burned out.
yeah, and, like
that
the
much
play is going to
travel-
be terrible.
That much international travel was just killer.
It's, like, a
Jet
bunch of
lag.
8-hour flights. They're even longer than that. I don't know. It's, like, from California to Europe, that's, like, I don't even know how long that is. Probably 12 hours or something. I don't know. It's a really long
Well,
flight.
let's ask Nigma, how long was the flight from California to Germany?
Oh god,
Ah.
I moved to Germany about 5 years ago, right?
Give us an estimate.
It's long
It
as
is.
hell.
It's 9 hours, I believe. Wait, no, sorry, California. Sorry, I'm thinking of the East Coast. No,
Yeah.
California's way longer. It's
14
12 hours.
12 hours? I don't know.
That's absurd.
It's fucking long, so I don't know. I don't expect teams to participate in all of these. I think DreamHack is pretty much a priority for most of the teams. Depending on how the prize pool works out, I can imagine Anaheim being a priority, and since it's in the U.S., maybe some of the NA teams are more likely to do it. I don't know. I'm not really sure how all of this is going to settle. There's been like a lot of talks about adjusting things, but I mean the thing is that like MLG set their dates for this tournament a year ago, and they're potentially the ones that are going to get the most screwed over because of where the event is and when it is, and I don't know. I feel bad for them.
But you know, you
Yeah.
also
Real
at,
shitty.
at the same time, you don't want to see any of them get screwed, especially ESL, who's put in all of this money to get this ginormous fucking arena to play Dota in, and get like,
Yeah.
you know, a big ass LAN in Europe that's not DreamHack, and that's more, you know, in Central Europe rather than in Sweden, and you know, hopefully more people can get to it. So you hate to see them to go out on this limb to like really try to like put another big LAN together,
Yeah.
just get screwed, you know.
I don't know. It's like really hard. The other thing, I'll be interested to see how people like ESL, because I think, and this is a big problem potentially for Valve as well, like when you move to a venue this large, the thing that was the coolest about TI is that it's such a small venue that it's really easy to like hang out with everyone. If it goes to a venue this big, I expect you're going to lose like a lot of that, but I guess if you're shooting for that many people, there's really nothing you can do about it, but I don't know. Hopefully the event's not like impersonal. I don't know if that makes sense, but the cool thing about most of these LANs is that they're small. It's really easy to hang out with the players and like talk to them and meet them. And I'm sure ESL will set up stuff to like make that happen formally, but for like the coolest thing I know for a lot of people is just like informally talking to the players and hanging out and whatever stuff like that.
Well, to be fair, I think that everybody is thinking that everybody's going to be sitting in the arena, like in the stands. But I believe
It's
that
mostly
way
the field, right?
Yeah, I think most people are going to be sitting in the field, which is a gigantic area, sure. But I don't know. I can imagine that it would be sort of a area where you could still communicate with like the players and the other people. I would imagine.
Yeah. I think,
And did
go ahead.
Are you going to ESL, Nigma? Did you say that you were
Yes, I want to go to ESL. I have purchased the tickets. I still need to book my hotel, but it all looks like it's going to work out. So I'm quite excited. I was actually at the International one, mostly because I just happened to also be at Gamescom, because I was actually there for Han, not so much for Dota at the time, but I did watch the International, or at least parts of it. And so I was there for that, but that was pretty much my only real esports event period, besides BlizzCon, which isn't really it's not really a esports event, but
Yeah, I wanted to go to BlizzCon forever.
yeah, it's cool. I've been twice, I think now, but yeah, it's so long ago. But some of my best memories of people in video games in real life was BlizzCon.
Well, you'll get to kind of like see the difference firsthand then between, you know, a small event like TI and Benaroya, and then the giant ass event
The
of
first
of
TI was
ESL.
game was in Cologne.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yeah, I can't afford to fly to the West Coast, or I can't really afford to fly anywhere really just for a gaming event. But now that it's in Frankfurt, that is actually not. I don't live in Frankfurt, but I live like 2 hours away from Frankfurt, so
Reasonably
Close enough to make the trip. Yeah.
yeah, definitely worth it.
I don't know. So I don't think anything is set in stone as far as any of these tournaments, but I've heard like a lot of rumors, and I don't know. I hope it works out, and I hope there's a lot of. I hope MLG is good, because at the moment I'm planning on going to that, and we'll see, I guess.
On the bright side, there will be Smash at MLG.
Yeah, on the bright side, there's
and
gonna be
that's the
fucking
most
Smash
important
in
thing,
MLG.
really. Fuck Dota. I want to
is
see some
awesome.
Super Smash Bros.
I am actually also quite a fan of watching Super Smash
Smash
Bros.
is really fun to watch.
There's like the weekly streams that Xanadu does, but there was a really big like LAN Smash event out on the West Coast. I think it was over like in December at some time, and just watching those streams and like listening to the commentators, like picking up on the things that people are doing. It's like, holy fuck! I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but this is absurd.
It's a really fun game to watch too, because everyone pretty much knows what's up, like at least vaguely. You know what's happening.
Yeah,
it's really
they're
fun to watch.
everybody relatively, but almost everybody has at least picked up Super
Touched
Smash
Smash
Bros.
Brothers.
once. They know what it is.
Have you guys watched the Smash Brothers documentary that's on YouTube?
I watched the first couple of parts. I haven't. Finished
Yeah,
it.
I saw like the first maybe 20 minutes or so, but I definitely want to sit down and make some time to watch it.
Okay, I watched the first 3, and it was
You guys-
really good.
Yeah, you should really watch it. And if you guys are watching in the stream, just Google or YouTube search Smash Brothers documentary and look for part 1, because it's really well made. It's really cool, and it really I already liked Smash, so I guess I'm biased, but I just thought the whole thing was really well made and awesome.
It's really interesting how the scene basically at least on the West Coast developed from one guy housing a tournament in his house. It was very much like an underground type thing, and for the most part, it still really is. It's very much.
It's a cool community.
It's
I'm jealous.
it's like a boys club community kind of like almost like Dota but smaller to an extent. Like everybody knows everybody, and if you want to get involved in the scene and become somebody that people know, you really have to prove yourself and be willing to put money on the line in a lot of cases to be able to even get a shot at competing against somebody who's better than you.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys realize that Game Over, which is an event in Boston, that's every Tuesday. It's over at the John Harvard Brew House in Cambridge now, has the biggest weekly Smash Brothers tournament at this point in the U.S., right?
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know
I don't
that.
go to that one though. I go to the other one, the other game night thing on Tuesday. It's way closer to me.
Yeah,
Terrible
it's,
person.
I'm gonna have to come up on Tuesday night and check these things out.
it's right down the street from where I work. But anyway, so let's get into... I was in bed last night. About ready to go to bed.
Let's get into
Well,
that.
this is starting well.
Let's get into Darius.
Can't
man.
lose.
I'm in bed, right? And I'm ready to go to bed, and I casually look on Twitter, and I see Fluff put a blog post up,
Oh god.
and I didn't get to bed as early as I wanted to. So basically, Fluff wrote a novella, okay, that outlined his feelings about Team Liquid and their recent performances and his frustrations with his role as a captain, but not really captain. Yeah, how pissed is his team going to be, or aren't? Do you think? Because there's a lot of heavy stuff in there. It was one of those things where it's just it's like one of those blogs you write and you go, no, I shouldn't post that.
But then he did.
And then he just went, and
Anyway.
then Blitz,
And
was
then he
like,
slipped and hit the post button. It's like,
No,
well,
no,
what's up
Blitz-
now?
Blitz lifted his hand and
Blitz
pressed
was
it on the
"Do
mouse.
it,
And
do it, brother." And then he clicked enter and posted it. So
I mean,
What was your thoughts on? Because a lot of people could have a lot of feelings about this. This is one of those things you could take a lot of sides on,
Yeah.
you
All
know.
right, I guess I'll start. So I read the whole thing. I glanced through the 30-page thing that he linked, but it was 30 pages, so I
The Clockwork
only
Project.
read like a little bit of it. But if this was truly like, I suspect that there was probably that the team had already at least like poked at this. They probably haven't actually discussed it, knowing the people that are on Liquid, but I'm sure that they've poked at sort of the deal with, you know, why they're not doing well. But posting something like this does not feel good if you're Fluff's teammates. Like,
No.
does not feel good at all. There was some very like, I don't know. There was some really strong opinions, a lot of like mediocre flame, and I mean, I don't want to say that it felt like it was Fluff like whining, but it kind of felt like that. Like, I don't know. There were some statements in there that really like didn't make sense to me. That it was like he wanted to be the leader, but he wasn't willing to actually be the leader of the team, and I don't know. It was really weird. I think it's a horrible idea to post something like that. That's like something that you send to your teammates and be like, we need to figure this out. Because he says right in there that he's an introvert, and he is like, the way that he went about this is like super introverted. You just post something, send along the
Just
link
let
to
it
your
go.
teammates, and it's like, well, good luck, boys. This is what I think about this. And like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this probably won't happen, but like maybe like they change their roster. Like, I don't know. If that was my teammate that posted that, I would be fucking enraged.
It would be he
But I have
goes where
very
I
strong.
go pretty quickly.
Yeah, pretty much. It'd be like, well, if he's gonna feel like this and not tell us about it, then either I'm gonna leave or he's gonna leave, because that's not okay. Like, I mean, I know that this has always been kind of an issue for them. Like, Liquid doesn't have great chemistry. I've talked to them at events. They don't hang out with each other. Like, a lot of the teams, like, hang out with each other in between games, out of games, at night, and they kind of just, like, they walk together to events and, like, and stuff, but you can tell, like, they're not really good friends, and it's, like, a big issue. I don't know. I would not have posted something like this. I'm not sure whether it was good or not in the long run. I mean, I'm sure he probably would have regretted it if he didn't post it, just because, like, maybe this never would have gotten out or something, but I don't know. I'd be real mad if I was his teammates and someone posted this.
To me, it feels like it was one of those things where he felt like something had to change. Maybe there was nothing really left to lose, so maybe
you don't
a
have to
drastic
post, like,
action.
a public fucking blog about it.
Well, you got to remember he's an introvert, as you said, and that's kind of like the way it works. And we're not. It's hard to describe what it's like to be an introvert because I'm by nature, I don't want to talk to anybody half the time. I want to go, I want to do my thing, and want to come back. And to actually like be communicative and connect with people is tiring. It's like after a day of me being absolutely fucking charismatic, I want to go home and sleep. And for other people, it's like non-introverts, extroverts, no problem. I'll talk to you all day. We'll go to parties. We'll do that. And so it's hard to, I mean, in terms of introvert, I get it. But I
But
mean,
this
at the
is
same
supposed to be
time,
his team. Like, these are supposed to be the people that
But they're not his friends.
depending on. Yeah, but that's the problem, is my opinion.
They're not
like,
close. He
That's
doesn't
the
give a
problem.
shit.
I don't know. I don't think you can have a team be successful if that's the way your team works. Like,
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But it's, you know,
I don't know anything about esports, but I read like the first couple paragraphs out of this, and my real question is how old is Fluff and stuff?
he is like 20. I think he's a little older than me.
22, 3?
20, something like that, I think. I'm almost positive. That might just be completely wrong, but I can find out.
I would guess about the same because
I
he
see something like
in
that.
in the Clockwork Project thing, he said that he was 19, and that was 4 years ago.
Yeah. So about that, yeah. I mean, he's over 20 for sure.
but if you think about it, like he doesn't have really like any alliance to his teammates because they're great friends. He might have alliance to like, you know, Liquid because you may love Liquid or whatever. But it's a lot easier to post something like this when you're not good friends with your teammates, when they're just teammates at this point, when you're upset about it. That's where I'm going with it. I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here at this point. but I could see it a lot easier in that respect.
The part I don't understand is that even if you're an introvert, you generally, like for me, I mean, I'm kind of an introvert in the sense that I don't hang out too much or not as much as other people with people in real life, but like with my friends like online, like, you know, we're like, for me, that's not difficult to like to talk to people like online because we're friends, we talk to each other every day, and it's just like we just get each other. So it's surprising for me that like, you know, the people that he spends his time, you know, playing games with and stuff, that is also difficult for him. Where I would say like, yeah, okay, people in real life that would be difficult to deal with, but then the people online that should be, if anything, easier.
Yeah, and
Well,
he's 21. Update.
He's 21. And like I think he showed that a bit because he talked about how, you know, he was playing pubs with one of his other friends once, and he was on stream, and like Bulba and Mike were watching the stream, and they were like, and like he was like, you know, loud and joking around, and they were like, well, how come you never act that way with us, you know? And the simple solution was that, you know, whoever he was pubbing with at that time was somebody that he felt like actually close to and like was friends with, and so he was able to sort of, you know, put those introverted precautions aside. Whereas, I mean, I think that in itself speaks volumes. Like, if you're not willing to be, like, joking around with your team, like, no, you don't have to, like, be a clown and crack jokes and, like, try to be everybody's best friend, but, like, you have to be able to open up to people or just to be able to, like, openly get along with them. Like, I mean, I was just watching, and you know, we've all been watching the Behind the Horse documentary series, and it's so easy to just see from their demeanor, even after a win, that something is just off. Like, when they lost, they just went their separate ways.
Yeah, they didn't.
Nobody talked to each other.
That was actually really weird to me. They didn't that was
when
weird
they
to me.
when they lost to IG. Like, Fluff just grabbed his bag and walked down the hall.
Yeah.
Like, he just like walked away from everything. And like, you know what? To an extent, when it's a match like that, like I can understand that. Like, I guess I can understand like needing a minute to sort of collect your thoughts before you come back. But you know, when they were boot camping and they were all living in the house together, like there was just this overwhelming, at least to me as an outside observer, just this overwhelming feeling of like not camaraderie, like not getting along,
Yeah,
like
I think
really
you're right.
cohesively.
From what
Like,
I heard
living-
about that boot camp, that is pretty much a good summary of how it works, how it was.
like they were living together, but they weren't like a team, you know.
I think one of the things that I was thinking about from what Nigma said was when you're playing with your friends as an introvert, the stresses of being in a competitive environment and actually having to win, I think can also affect your ability to want to be open. You know what I mean? Because like originally if we're playing with our friends and we're fucking around and playing games, you're talking to them all the time, no problem. But when you're actually in a competitive environment, when your teammates, your checks rely on your teammates, and there's that new dynamic, that new seriousness to it, I think it's probably, and there's a lot of the uncomfortableness too of when you have teams, like inter-team fights, that also make you not want to say hello, for example. Like you guys had a big argument because item choice or something like that. Suddenly you just don't feel like talking to them even more than you did before when you were an introvert.
Yeah, and someone in the chat pointed out that Malkin, the Swedish caster, who I don't want to mispronounce his name, Papa Drejich or something, said that it's not very uncommon in teams, and I definitely know that's true, but this is very uncommon in top teams. Like, I know for a fact Alliance, like, hang out together, they're very good friends. The way that they approach the game as a team is very different from a lot of the other teams. You know, they never really get in huge, like, flame and fight wars. And it's just different. Like, I would say for better, but for better or worse, depending on your opinion, I guess. And I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about this, but when someone posts something like this, you have to imagine that at least hopefully they'll talk to each other about it. I don't know.
Well, Grant.
Well, they're gonna one way or the other.
Yeah, one way or the other, I think someone on their team is going to lay down the smackdown. Not one of the players, one of the managers. The players aren't going to do that.
I mean, I can't imagine. Something's got to change. Liquid
Because the
can't be
results
going-
have been not good. Like,
Right.
they have
Well,
not been
and-
performing well.
And Fluff is correct. He's literally like, people want to cheer for the team, and we keep screwing it up. and we should be doing better, but we're not. And a lot of his points was actually the truth. It's just going about it by throwing on a blog post, might not be the best tact.
Well, one of the things that was mentioned in the comments that were, well, they're Reddit comments, but one of the things which was actually, I thought, pretty insightful was, when he was talking about, giving over the leadership of the draft and the captainship to TC or to Way 2. And please excuse me for not knowing the name if you're watching. He said something along the lines of, when your team can feel that you're breathing down their neck with every draft, they're not going to take risks in what they do. They're going to pick safely. They're going to pick, according to the meta or however you want to describe it. And they're not going to be willing to take risks because they feel like if they do poorly, you're going to jump down their throat the minute that something goes bad. So they don't feel that they can, do something different or try something else because they feel like fluff is just going to jump at them when it goes wrong. And in reality, he kind of does feel that way. He feels like he's just waiting for the opportunity to jump in and save the day,
But you could flip that too and say that as he's quoting him, he took a backseat to TC because it was due to a distrust and unwillingness to fail when he was drafting and leading for the team. Now he's got self-doubt. All right, so now we're talking about self-doubt for an introvert who's supposed to be a leader, who's supposed to be like, it's like leaders fail all the time. They do. And actually, one of the best qualities of leaders is to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, who do know better than you, and to take their information and then put that towards the goal. But if he's already doubting his ability to draft and ability to lead because of everything else, because of his team, that's his fault.
I think they just need a marriage counselor.
Yeah, okay.
But actually,
leading to my next thing, Charlie wants to say something, so we're gonna add Charlie to the call.
All right, come on in, Charlie.
And the overlay is gonna get fucked up. Sorry, it's not gonna get fixed.
So we'll deal with it.
It's a regular Mad episode now.
No, stop it. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hi.
What's going
on?
on?
Hey, man.
Oh my God, your microphone sounds like a real microphone.
You're dreamy.
You get those Logitech headsets? You steal one of those for yourself?
No, man.
Can we become the official show of EG? We'll talk about it later. All right.
All right.
What's up, Charlie?
So what's up?
If you hear other people, it's because I'm in the office, and there are other people in the office. Hi.
Hi. So what you had an opinion, I'm assuming, or a point to make? Well, I just want to come on. I mean,
Just say hi.
you've already said more words on this show than you have on Mad anyway, so we've already beat them.
Jesus. Well,
love
first
that.
off, I would like to say that Subway is awful. You're all fucking...
God damn it, Charlie.
Such insight.
Fuck Subway.
Brofest.
Subway's great, so...
You're a fucking awful person. And...
No, there are means to an end, all right? You're
No,
starving and you got $5. That's all
No,
it is.
your opinion is patently wrong.
I think Charlie would say that if you're starving and you have $5, you should sooner just eat the $5 bill.
I would rather eat the $5 bill.
I'm there. So
What's
what
extra?
do you think about this? Give us you deal with a lot of pro teams, so what do you think?
So I mean, I think posting the blog was not ideal. But I think it was actually. Oh, I fucked up your overlay.
Yep.
That's fine.
It's
Yeah, but that's
I'll
okay.
never forgive you.
Okay, whatever. I don't even give a shit. Fuck your show.
Wait,
I mean-
hold on. I switched. Hold on. Hold please. I switched it. Alright, we're good. Continue.
Okay, so I think posting it was not ideal, but I think compared to what they were doing before he posted it, I think this was the correct decision. Because what they were doing before was absolutely nothing. Like, before the blog, Liquid was playing like shit. They have had these interpersonal issues for quite a while now, actually. Most people didn't know about it, but now that where did I stop off?
People didn't know
right
about
when
it.
I said that, it was better. Oh god, that's also not right. Alright, whatever. Just
Should I?
say something. Just go.
Okay.
Just go.
Are we live?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
you're
live. I was trying to fix the overlay in the process. It didn't go well.
Should
So
I just
you're-
start? Should I just start from the top?
Yes.
No.
Start from they had issues. Start from there.
So they've had these issues for a while, and they haven't done anything about it. And so if Fluff had, most likely, if Fluff had never released this blog, they would have continued down this road, sucking shit and hating everything. And so at least by posting the blog, he forces Liquid to confront their issues. Whereas, if he never had done it, they probably would have just fizzled into nothing. At least this way, he gives them two clear choices. They either fix their shit and come together, or they just implode. And that would have happened anyways. So,
Do
this
you
is-
think?
Hmm?
But you think there's going to be fallback from Liquid itself? Because
there is. I already know there is.
all right, because
Well, I mean-
my concern is like Fluff could pay for this versus the team paying for it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know exactly what that or fallout is, but people are not happy.
I mean,
Obviously.
I do agree with Charlie, though. I think it's, you know, as many times as they've had little team meetings, I'm sure, to discuss what's going wrong and trying to flip things around. Like, even though Fluff didn't necessarily, in his writing, give any sort of like ultimatum to the team, he's basically made the team choose between an ultimatum of either getting this shit settled, like you said, forgetting about it and pretending like it didn't happen, or firing him, basically. And I don't think that forgetting that it ever happened is going to be something that they can afford to do.
Well,
Not even
like-
just
I mean,
as
like-
a team,
like you said,
but as an
like-
organization.
Well, I mean, like you said, just for the team, if they just ignore it, then like their results have been really bad. Like they've been playing really bad, so they have to do something about it.
But by doing this, he's basically bringing in above the level of the team. Like when one of your like if you're the manager,
What do you mean
of a-
above the
Well,
level of the team?
like if you're like a manager for a team or like part of this organization, and you're not necessarily one of the 5 players. If one of your players makes a post like this, then you know you're coming down and you're saying this shit can't happen. Like something's got to give one way or the other. So
Okay. So
it's going to force. It's going to force something.
What would you
to
do?
happen.
What would you do if
okay.
Curtis made a blog like this?
That point about forcing management to come down is totally irrelevant. Because management should have been down in the first place.
Yeah. What would you have done if let's just say that Liquid just hires you for like I don't know, just pretend you get hired by Liquid today, like right now. What would you do about this situation?
I don't know, to be honest. It's kind of the Wild West. There's no real roadmap that you follow. Everyone's just trying to figure it out for themselves. I mean, honestly, I probably have you have to have a meeting with all the players and see what everyone wants to do, where everyone's at. I think the best thing for them to do is probably try and come together, work out their issues, and then go forward. Because what are you going to do? Kick Fluff? Who are you going to have? Who's going to replace Fluff and stuff?
Well, I have a question. Now, we know that he's been a great captain in the past, but, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, so don't take any of this as my own, but he hasn't recently proven himself to be a captain that you would want to follow. And his actions he made was he threw it out on the line, follow me or not, into the Great Land, when he
I don't
hasn't.
think that's exactly what he's saying. I think Fluff's
More of a
position
chance?
here. No, I think Fluff's position here is very nuanced. And I think he might not have expressed it really well. I think a lot of it was expressing how he felt
Yeah.
rather than how he wants things done. So I think for him, this is less about giving his team an ultimatum, probably more about ranting. Like from his perspective, he's not telling his team you're all worthless, kill yourselves, like how I normally say when I pub with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, let's be honest with ourselves. We're bad right now, and we need to fix this. This is my solution to fixing it. I don't know if it's right, but help me.
Do you think he wants to be on that team now?
I think. I don't think that's the right question to ask. Does he want to be on that team? I think there.
Does he want to? Does he want to continue?
I don't think that.
Liquid, like with those players. I don't really care about Liquid or not, but.
No, I mean, I don't think that's the right question to ask, because it's not about what he wants. I mean, he probably wants a million different things, but I think what he wants is to be on a good team and make it to TI4. And I think right now, he probably feels this way, that Liquid is the best option and the best path, the most feasible path to that route.
So, now, if you're a Liquid team member, though, and, you know, he's sort of saying, like, my captain, like, if I'm going to be captain, like, if that's the route that we want to take, then you guys need to be able to follow me and, like, to really listen to me as a captain and let me call these shots. Yet this is the sort of example that he sets. Is that a player that you can get behind as a captain for a team that you're on?
It depends on what kind of person you are, really. I mean, there are some parts of me that can identify with what Fluff said. I mean, not so much where I see myself in it, but that I can understand it. And I can sort of see where he's coming from. And I think if you're a player on his team and that resonates with you, then some of the things he said may not affect you so much. But I think, I don't know, it depends on it depends on the players on that team. The four other people on that team have very different personalities, are very different types of people. Mm-hmm. So how each of them respond to this is going to be different. And has been different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's.
I can't speak for them.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what they're gonna do at this point, but I do like the players and I like the team, so I hope they're able to figure something out. But I mean, like they can't. I think he said this in the thing, but they can't expect to get an invite for TI at this point. I think just based on the level of their play, and. I think you're right. I think Fluff does just want to go to TI4 and do their best, but it's pretty. I don't know. I feel like he just put everyone in this shitty situation. I mean, I imagine that for him, it felt like he was kind of like this was really his only option. He was kind of like backed into a corner or something.
I think this was the only option for the team. I mean, like the ideal circumstance was to be for them to have this talk in private. Not air their dirty laundry and just figure it out on their own.
It's like teams have problems like this all the time.
But that wasn't going to happen. Like, that wasn't going to happen. Right now, the path they were on was, like, to fizzle out. And so, this was the correct decision.
It'll at least do something.
Yeah, it's going to do something.
Yeah.
It's like, you're behind, you're slowly getting, out-farmed, you don't have map control. Like, go smoke up and, like, YOLO into their jungle or something. Do something. Make things happen.
Yeah.
Spam in all chat.
That's basically what he did.
That's
pretty much.
He's solo smoking into the jungle, spamming in all chat.
1v1 me at Roshan or feed.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it was the right choice because I think it'd ever repeat of, say, MLG, where they did amazing, but they didn't quite make it all the way.
MLG Columbus?
What do you mean?
Well,
they did like shit at Columbus.
It was awful.
What am I thinking?
That was like the worst I've ever seen them play was at Columbus. TI4 they did play pretty well.
You mean TI3?
Whatever, that one.
No. Forgive me. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to remember. I can't remember all of it.
It was awful.
I'm remembering bits and pieces, so I'm just going to stop myself because otherwise I know I have something. I just don't know what the fuck it is.
Let us know when you find it.
No, let us know.
I will. I just don't have the time right now. I'll come back next week. For it. But we'll see where it goes. I mean, I normally don't like talking about this kind of stuff in public because none of our business. But when you just throw a behind the horse documentary plus a post, I mean, if it gets itself to, let's chat about this a little bit. Otherwise, it's none of our business. But once it's fluff,
He made it, dude. He made it everyone's business by
Oh, yeah,
hosting
I
something
mean-
like that.
that was a call. I just want to put that out there. It's not normally our place.
I mean, I just want to say that like player relations and things like this, they're very complicated. And I think you have these 5 young adults in high pressure situations. It's very difficult to judge what's right, what should be happening, and how to deal with it. I mean, he's getting a lot of flack for this. The team is getting a lot of flack for this, but I don't think most people are in a position to really judge what anybody should do here or what anybody should have done.
You know?
Yeah, we're all kind of speculating. Like people going on there saying like, "Oh well, he shouldn't be hoping they lose and throwing games," when that's not what he said.
That's not what he said. Yeah.
You know, I
mean,
mean,
that's
people
just
are
Reddit
jumping to
comments being Reddit
conclusions.
comments.
Yeah,
But I don't know. It's. I think. I have to agree that I think this is probably the best way for something to happen, but I think it shouldn't have deteriorated to this point. Like, I don't think honestly my biggest issue is I don't think there's really an excuse for, you know, the Liquid management and their team manager to not deal with this. Like I know Charlie, you're very involved with the way your team work, both your teams work, and I don't know. I can't imagine that you would let something like this happen.
I would hope not.
Yeah, at least I'd hope you wouldn't, but I don't know. That's where I'm at, I guess.
well, I think we've hit that topic.
Yeah, we're gonna
Pretty
skip over
hard.
a couple topics here.
Yeah,
Their next
Right.
game's on Saturday, I think.
We'll see how it works out for them, I guess.
it's gonna be the most tensest motherfucking game you've ever watched in your life.
It's like, there was just a 9-minute GG in Star Ladder. As long as it's faster than that, then they don't have the fastest
Like-
GG of the week.
None of the heroes gonna be within 10 feet of each other, even in team fights.
Like, I'm not talking to you. Stay away from me.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Look out for who's in the pink slot.
Yeah, who's captaining? We'll see. If it's Fluff, then
I think it's gonna be Fluff.
I mean,
I hope so. I mean,
yeah. I actually don't want to ask you that. Never mind. But we'll see. I hope it works out for them, to be honest. So I don't know. It's just a weird thing, but I think we've talked about it enough. But thank you, Charlie, for your opinion.
You're fucking awful. I
Thanks.
hope you all kill yourselves.
I love you.
I wish you would stop fucking eating Subway and supporting that
Okay,
terrible
well, I
franchise.
am not a Subway eater.
All right. That's like your only redeeming quality.
I do Quiznos.
That's
I can find it.
That's basically the same thing.
I miss fast food. in
Nigma, are you a
so
Subway
bad.
eater? Is there Subway in Germany?
There is Subway in Germany, but it's shit. Like
Thank
Subway
you.
in,
Yeah.
in America is way well. Okay, Subway is overall pretty shit. Like in
Yeah.
California, we have Togos, which is like way better, but in Germany it's especially shit because they don't have like all the hot peppers that they have in the U.S. that I love.
I will accept that answer.
You're not on Charlie's shit list. Good job. But all right, thanks,
In
Charlie.
reality,
We're gonna
All right.
chug
All
along
right.
here and try to finish these last couple. See you later.
Goodbye.
thanks, Charlie. So we'll skip this stuff and we'll talk about quickly the Dream League stuff, I guess, real fast. It's been over an hour at this point.
I'm trying to. Can someone just? Oh God! Can someone just remove him from this conversation so the overlay gets fixed?
Yeah.
It's super fucked up. Perfect. Thank you.
So Dream League, it's going on right now. It's pretty awesome as always. I love James. You know, James is like, he just says whatever he thinks. Like, I love the Too Good Studio anyway. It's just my favorite thing.
Dude, they all say whatever they think.
That's true.
I
It's
think
true.
I
It's
heard
like-
the word poop on their cast today. They were talking about poop. So
If
no
they-
barriers there, I guess.
Well, we have trademarked the unprofessional professional line, so we can't use it. But we've hit some stretch goals in there. Okay, we've hit a loading
Oh, my
screen.
mic was off.
Oh,
Son of a bitch, I was wondering why Charlie was not responding to me.
oh well. Rip.
I didn't.
Shit happens.
Rip. Rip.
I mean, Draskell was just talking on stream yesterday about how he was like shitting himself for like 15 minutes in a cast because he drank a Red Bull without eating anything that day or something like that. There's no filter. Not at all.
No, it's great. I mean, that's kind of there's different camps, right? You either like some people prefer the good studio because it's more laid back and whiskey drenched, and you know. Then you have other things like MLG, which try to the more professional style of studio.
You got
And you have
suits and
BTS,
shit.
which is kind of like in the middle, kind of.
Well, now that they've got Zyori, I think they're leaning more towards the laid back thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Holy shit. Well,
We love
I mean,
you,
when you
Sayori.
can you really mix dreads in a suit?
I think I don't know. He looked pretty good at MLG.
That's true. He did look.
Yeah, but he was wearing a
did look pretty
blazer and
good at
jeans.
MLG.
Dude, he looks. He's a stylish dude. I will say. I've hung out with him twice now. He comes to PAX, and he's a stylish dude. He wears good clothes.
We're going to be hanging out with him.
Yeah.
during
He's a
that.
good man. He's a good man.
So, but there's a couple stretch goals that got hit. We got the Invoker set, Chainsaw for Pudge, HUD, a battle bonus, a loading screen, and soon Luminous is gonna have to cosplay. Oh God.
The
Oh,
fucking
I hope they
gods.
make him be a girl. Oh my God.
I'm still
So-
waiting to see fucking Gods Enchantress. I'm still mad about this.
I want Lumi Enchantress so I can compare the two. And decide which one's the better
Who's the
Enchantress.
better Enchantress?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Oh,
Lumi
God.
should. I think Lumi should just cosplay as Lena. I think that's the only real.
I mean,
fair way.
I
and
think he
it's-
has to be a girl. I think it would be hilarious.
No, it's just fucking brilliant, right? Because you have this this rivalry, this old story of like Lumi going to the good studio and leaving BTS in the dust, and then he meets gods
Jesus.
in this like West Side Story fight in Enchantress outfits, right?
And they have a 1v1 Enchantress only solo mid in cosplay.
And then they make out. I mean, that's my dream. But
Oh
that's
my God. Oh well, I don't know.
so
Dream
here's-
League has been fun. I have to say, my only criticism for the actual casting is Juraskill's hype has been not doing it for me. I don't really listen to casts for what the co-casters say at this point because I don't know, I'm a douche, and I usually just mute it. But if there's really good play-by-play, usually I'll leave it on. But I don't know. I know I personally like Juraskill better as a play-by-play caster. Or as a co-caster. I know a lot of people think his play-by-play is pretty good, and it's like very accurate, but I don't know, it doesn't really bring the
I feel like he's
bring
gotten
the
better.
excitement. It's gotten
hype.
better, but I was listening to it today, and I was not impressed. I'm gonna get flamed. Oh well, shouldn't have
I
said
mean,
that.
he's never really been a
Yeah, he's never really been a
hype caster.
but I know he likes play-by-play more than being a co-caster. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people really like it, and I think he's a very good caster. He's very smart. The stuff he says is always on point. The hype just isn't really doing it for me. I don't know. That's a minor grievance. I've been enjoying it, so at least.
Well, it's like personal preference as far as I'm concerned. You know, people hate on casters all the time, but some people love Lumi, some people love God, some people love AC. You know,
And
That's who
nobody
you
loves
like.
Greg.
Who?
Not true. Wow. All right, I'm out. See you guys later. No.
Is this how you quit, like James quit
Sorry,
earlier?
like James quit today.
Looks like there's an opening, Mason.
See, the difference
Oh,
is I don't think there's going to be a
Starlight
Reddit
and
post
later.
to get you back.
Nope, probably not.
Looks like there's an opening on Starlight or Korea, Mason.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You two can cast at the hours of 2:30 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Are you doing that tonight?
And
Yeah,
tomorrow
fuck
night,
that.
and the next day.
You look forward to seeing Greg at 2 a.m. tonight.
Be like, hello, I just woke up. No one say anything loud, please. Just calm game. Everyone just farm. No need for kills. Everyone just push the base.
I want
No,
to
it'll be
touch
fine.
base.
I'm gonna take a nap. It'll be fine.
Let's hit on the compendium a little bit and
Yeah.
talk about what you guys like about it, and then we'll shore up the show, if you will. You know, I like the compendium. I love the jokes. I love the ideas behind it. And I know it's not the Two Good Studios' fault. Actually, it's kind of the UI and the interface. But
Oh God, it's awful.
Jesus Christ, they got. I mean,
Oh, it's so slow. I feel like I'm on AOL dial-up when I'm looking at that thing.
yeah, and it's like, and the
So
resolution
fucking
is blown
slow.
up. The resolution is blown up, right? Because it can only be like 900 by whatever or something like that, and they have to blow it up to get it on the screen. And that's not Good Studio's fault. That's actually on Valve's
It's
end.
Ice Frog's fault.
Yeah, and there's no table of contents, which it said is being worked on. Bruno said, but it's a little rough, is it? But it's the first.
It's the
fan
first
compendium,
one, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I expect it'll get better if more people do this, but compared to the TI compendium, it's not even close. Excuse me, not even close.
Yeah, but the humor, it's awesome. It just feels like someone just let like Bruno and James
Right, whatever
do whatever
they
the hell
want.
they want. It's like, yeah, we don't care. Go ahead. It's like a recipe for disaster, you know,
It's entertaining
and awesomeness at the same time.
It's cool.
It's a hot mess, but it's funny. So
Hopefully
it's
the
okay.
implementation gets better, but I don't know. I don't regret my
It's-
$10.
It's the first one out of the gate, right? And we get Fantasy League out of it, so that's what counts.
Yeah, I crushed last week.
Are you in a fantasy league, Nigma?
No, I don't care about anything esports related. I am a heathen. But big question on everybody's mind is techies in the stretch goal? Because that would interest me.
No. But
If the GP
but,
studio could bring techies to Dota 2, I think there would be riots of love.
I
If they
think
could, I would care about esports, and that's saying a lot.
All right, what about Bruno's suit up challenge?
what is that?
What if he
What
suited
are
up
they gonna do?
as techies? Would that work?
It would be good for an evening.
I think Bruto's suit up challenge is just.
And I have the
I
weird.
think he's just going to show up naked on stream. Like, I think that's
What
just
is he
what's
gonna
going to
wear?
happen.
What is he gonna
It's
wear?
just no suit, like an invisible suit. that's
Hello,
just-
hello, my friends. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm Bruno. I'm a tripod. Anyway, when last I saw on the show was like they were talking about it like the first couple days. I don't even think they fucking know what the Bruno suit up challenge is. They put it in there. It sounded great, and like that was it. And I don't think they even know what they're going to do with it yet. I think it's just something they put in there and
I think
figure it out
Bruno,
later.
I think Bruno was just like, guys,
I got
hear
something.
me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out on this.
I got
one.
something for this.
Put it in there. We're going to keep it a secret. You guys will know when it's necessary.
I got a great name for something. I don't know what it is, but we're going to make it into something because it's too good a name to pass up on.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've gone long, and so we should probably.
We have a bracelet giveaway that I just have to mention this. The details are on our website. It's part of the photo blog. We've got some, I think we have 9 or 10 Cloud9 bracelets to give away. If you live in the US and you'd like a Cloud9 bracelet, you can tweet at me and at Cloud9 or just reply to the tweet that I made, and we will. I think I'll pick the best responses. The question is, who's your favorite player and why on Cloud9? And you can get a Cloud9 bracelet. They're pretty neat. They're nifty. They look.
Yeah, they're nice bracelets.
Yeah, they're like those. They're like these rubber bracelet thingies. Yes.
Live strong bracelets, basically.
Yeah.
Mason, do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Thank you very much to Nigma for joining us this week. It was a pleasure to have you and to meet the man behind the videos. I always look forward to them, and I hope we get to see a lot more in the future.
When's the next one?
Yeah, I was talking to Food about the digest. Like, so Food, it's the big 1-0. So you know what that means, right? He's like, what? I'm like, well, we got to make it 10 minutes long. And it's just like sighed audibly to me, like.
I would
idea how
easily watch that for 10 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that without filler, unless you guys want another like 8-minute Naga refresher clip, because that's totally doable.
Just use clips. Make it one of those shows like clip show where it's like all your best from the old ones.
Yeah, I already did
You don't
that.
even have to do new things.
Yeah.
Totally.
Easiest video of your life.
Yeah, you guys are so smart. Why don't I just... Dude,
This
Stick
is
with
why.
us, kid. You
This is
go
why
far.
Greg doesn't pay us.
Oh God.
So shout outs.
Otherwise, shout outs to all you guys who watch us every week. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves. Shout outs to Charlie for coming on and dropping some knowledge bombs on us. And I also actually have a bit of a personal giveaway. I have a copy, a Steam gift of Scribblenauts Unlimited that I already own, and I've had it for fucking ever. And I've been meaning to do a giveaway. So I'm going to do a Twitter giveaway. You can tweet at me at Wehdota, WEHDOTA. I have no idea. Do you guys have any ideas what they should tweet at me to try
Make
to
them
win?
figure it out.
I don't know. I'm tweeting at you right now. Take that
It'll be
fucking game.
You guys just tweet something at me, and I'm gonna pick the best something, and that person gets the copy.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure there's no region lock shit on it, so it should be open to anybody. Shut up, Darius. They're not gonna win.
Also, yeah, my shoutouts. Follow me on Twitter at WhatIsHipTV, and thank you to CyberPower PC, and thank you to Charlie for popping on. I have short shoutouts this week. Shout out to Naps. That's my other shout out.
Shout out to Naps, indeed. You know what? Shout out to beer.
I can get behind this one.
Nigma, do you have any
Yes.
shout outs like to give?
Shout out to Fudanari Neko for being himself and having the best name possible. And shout out to my hamster who's not coming out of its damn cage. That's it.
Hamster love.
You might have.
Hashtag Hamcam.
He's 2 years old, right? I mean, might want to
Yeah.
check on him.
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend always says. We actually thought it was dead once, but that's another story.
Oh God! All right. Well, thank you guys
Well-
for tuning in for another
Well,
week.
Darius gets shout outs.
oh shit!
Whoa. Whoa. Toes have been
First-
stepped on.
First, you take my shout out, then you take my closing. Fucking bring it, man.
All right.
First of
I was
all-
gonna sit back. You let me know when you're done. I fucked
All right,
up.
first of all, shout out to Mason's sweater. It's not even near Christmas time. Why do you have penguins on your sweater?
Because penguins are my favorite animal, and this sweater was a Christmas gift from my girlfriend, and I fucking love this sweater.
All right.
This is
all
my
right. That-
favorite sweater.
So,
I thought like it was Heathcliff. It was kind of like Heathcliff Huxtable Christmas time thing going on.
How can you hate this
There are
warm coast
penguins.
penguin sweater? It's a great fucking sweater.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not good. Shout outs, Mason Sweater, obviously. To Charlie for coming on the show. For Nigma also being on the show. It was a pleasure having you, man. You can follow me, obviously, at Darius. Remember to follow all of us because, A, Twitter followers help influence with sponsors if we ever get any more other than a PC one. I'd love some, like, mouse pads or some new headphones or a mouse or something.
wow.
And it helps us out, and also I'm trying to beat Mason in a Twitter war, and I'm just not doing that well at all.
Yeah. Just don't follow Greg because he has enough.
Yeah. Greg hasn't even like, hey,
brutal.
follow these guys. He's just no. He wants all Twitter followers himself.
We get literally nothing.
I know. We get his
Get my
scraps.
love and affection. How about that?
Barely.
We get the
Bare.
scraps.
I think
The
the
scraps
nicest.
off his beard.
I think the most love and affection that Greg has ever shown me was in the Chat Wheel episode when I was not here, when he said something along the lines of, I hope Mason didn't die because I wouldn't know how to upload the podcast otherwise.
I wouldn't. That's not wrong. And also, speaking of that, if you are, for some reason, watching this and want the audio-only one, it is going to be delayed since I'm going to have to upload this in 2 pieces and then put it together, so fuck me.
Too long? Oh, well.
No,
Anyway.
no, because the stream dropped in the middle.
Oh, we got to edit together, splice it. Nigma, thank you for being on the show. Hope to
Thank
have
you for
back.
having me. I haven't thanked you guys yet, so thanks a lot for letting me come on.
No, I asked you, man. I didn't let you on.
We begged.
Yeah, she actually sent us a present. It was like, please, can I be on the chat wheel?
I'm the biggest fan of the chat wheel. I like using it in a game, and the show's okay. Can I come on?
I love the chat wheel in game, man. It's my favorite
I know.
tool.
Well
Customize it
played,
with
well
only
played.
bullshit. Oh, by the way, and if you guys come to ESL and you guys see me walking around, say hi, because I'm looking forward to that.
You should get a shirt made that says "I'm Nigma."
I'm
Nigma is
I swear.
shittier digest, and then
Have you
you
guys
should
seen the? Have you guys seen the picture I made? Yeah, 'cause somebody on Reddit said that. So obviously I'm not going to do that because that would be pretentious as hell. I stuck a little sticker to my face that said "huge retard." I'm trying to find it.
Jesus.
Oh, here it is. Wait, where is it? Well, I can't just throw it on stream, but then you guys
Put
can
it in the
look
Twitch
Put it-
chat and I'll put it on stream.
Put it in our Skype chat.
No, put it in the Twitch chat because.
put in everything.
Oh god,
Okay, I can't put it-
Moobot just
Because
fucking
Moobot's
owns
gonna
you.
fuck him.
Yeah, Moobot just bent me over the barrel and showed him the 50 states.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see me cast, I'll be on BTS later casting Starlight or Korea, so it should be fun.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll be, if all goes well, this Sunday. We may have a cool guest lined up.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
Whoa, don't make any promises.
I said
No
maybe,
promises
right?
made.
Okay, alright, well, yeah,
Not as cool as Nigma, but close.
still cool.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.